In the late 18th century, tensions were brewing in the 13 American colonies. The colonists, once content under British rule, began to chafe against unfair taxes and restrictive laws. They yearned for self-governance, a voice in their own destiny. This desire for independence ignited the flames of revolution, pitting the colonists against the mighty British Empire. The American Revolution, a struggle for liberty and self-determination, would forever alter the course of history. Yet, this epic conflict was not merely a battle between colonists and the Crown. It was a complex web of alliances and betrayals, with Native American tribes playing a pivotal role. Their stories, often untold, are crucial to understanding the full scope of the American Revolution. The colonists, fueled by ideals of freedom and equality, declared their independence from Great Britain in 1776. This bold act ignited a fierce war that would test the mettle of both sides. The outcome of this conflict would hinge not only on the bravery of soldiers, but also on the strategic alliances forged with Native American tribes, who held the balance of power in the vast wilderness that stretched beyond the colonial frontier. Long before European settlers arrived, diverse Native American tribes thrived across the continent. From the Haudenosaunee Confederacy in the northeast, to the Cherokee in the south, and the powerful Lakota in the Great Plains, each tribe possessed a unique culture, language, and way of life. Their deep connection to the land and its resources shaped their worldview and influenced their decisions in times of war and peace. The arrival of Europeans brought with it new challenges and opportunities. Trade networks flourished, but so did competition for land and resources. The delicate balance of power began to shift, and Native American tribes found themselves caught in the crosshairs of a burgeoning empire. Their ancestral lands, once teeming with wildlife and sacred spaces, became battlegrounds in a struggle for control of the continent. The outbreak of the American Revolution presented Native American tribes with a difficult choice: remain neutral or ally with either the British or the colonists. Each side promised to protect native lands and interests, but the reality was far more complex. The decision of which side to support often came down to a tribe's existing relationships with European powers, their assessment of which side was more likely to win, and their own strategic goals for preserving their sovereignty and way of life. Many tribes, wary of colonial expansion and hoping to curb further encroachment on their lands, sided with the British. The British Crown, eager to exploit any advantage, promised to protect native territories from colonial settlers in exchange for their support in the war effort. This alliance proved to be a double-edged sword, as it offered a glimmer of hope for preserving their lands, but also entangled Native Americans in a bloody conflict with uncertain consequences. Other tribes, enticed by the colonists' promises of respect for their sovereignty, and driven by pre-existing grievances against the British, chose to fight alongside the revolutionaries. They saw in the colonists' struggle for independence a potential ally in their own fight for self-determination. However, the colonists' track record of broken treaties and land seizures filled many native leaders with a sense of foreboding. The American Revolution saw extraordinary Native American leaders navigate war with courage and diplomacy. These leaders knew the conflict's outcome would profoundly impact their people. They leveraged their position to secure the best outcome for their tribes. Joseph Brant, a Mohawk chief, forged a powerful alliance with the British. Fluent in English, Brant believed a British victory would protect Iroquois lands. He led Iroquois warriors in raids against colonial settlements. Oneida chief Skenandon supported the colonists, securing vital supply lines. Skenandon believed the colonists were less of a threat to Oneida lands. His decision helped ensure the survival of the Oneida people. Section 5. The significance of Native alliances. Shifting tides of war. Native American alliances played a pivotal role in shaping the course of the American Revolution. Their knowledge of the terrain, guerrilla warfare tactics, and crucial support in key battles significantly influenced the outcome of the war. Their contributions, often overlooked in traditional narratives of the Revolution, were instrumental in determining the fate of the fledgling nation. Native American warriors, skilled in the art of stealth and surprise, proved to be formidable adversaries. Their knowledge of the dense forests and winding rivers gave them a tactical advantage in guerrilla warfare, ambushing enemy patrols and disrupting supply lines. Their presence on the battlefield instilled fear in the hearts of colonial soldiers, who were ill-prepared for the ferocity and unpredictability of Native American fighting styles. However, the alliances forged during the Revolution were often tenuous and fraught with mistrust. Both the British and the colonists exploited Native American allegiances for their own gain, often making promises they had no intention of keeping. This betrayal would have devastating consequences for Native American tribes in the aftermath of the war, as they were left to face the repercussions of their choices without the protection they had been promised. Section 6. The Bitter Price of Freedom: Native Americans in the War's Aftermath. Despite their significant contributions, Native American tribes were among the most tragic casualties of the American Revolution. The Treaty of Paris in 1783 made no mention of Native American land rights, erasing their presence from negotiations. The newly formed United States viewed Native American lands as spoils of war, ripe for the taking. The war's aftermath ushered in a dark era for Native Americans. Settlers, emboldened by victory, encroached upon Native territories with impunity. Treaties were broken, villages destroyed, and tribes forcibly removed from their lands. Those who fought alongside colonists found themselves betrayed and displaced. Section 7. A Legacy of Resilience Remembering Native Contributions. The story of Native Americans in the American Revolution is not just a tale of tragedy and loss. It is also a testament to their resilience, courage, and unwavering commitment to their people and their way of life. Despite facing unimaginable hardships, they continued to resist encroachment, preserve their cultures, and fight for their right to exist on their own terms. Their story is a reminder that the fight for freedom and independence is rarely straightforward or without its complexities. The American Revolution, often portrayed as a triumph of liberty over tyranny, had a very different outcome for Native Americans. Their experiences challenge us to confront the difficult truths of our nation's past and to acknowledge the often unseen costs of freedom. It is essential to remember and honor the sacrifices made by Native Americans during the American Revolution. Their story is an integral part of American history, one that deserves to be told and understood in all its complexity. By acknowledging their contributions and confronting the injustices they faced, we can begin to build a more inclusive and accurate understanding of our nation's past. Section 8. The Revolution's Long Shadow: Native American Land Loss and Displacement. The American Revolution cast a long shadow over Native American communities, its impact reverberating for generations to come. The loss of land, coupled with the introduction of European diseases and the forced assimilation policies of the United States government, had a devastating effect on Native American populations and cultures. The relentless westward expansion of the United States in the 19th century only intensified the pressure on Native American tribes. They were forcibly removed from their ancestral lands, often at gunpoint, and relocated to reservations, where they faced poverty, disease, and the loss of their traditional ways of life. The Trail of Tears, the forced removal of Cherokee, Creek, Seminole, Chickasaw, and Choctaw nations from their southeastern homelands to Indian Territory, present-day Oklahoma, in the 1830s, stands as a stark reminder of the human cost of American expansion. Thousands of Native Americans perished from disease, starvation, and exposure during the brutal journey, a tragic testament to the government's policy of forced assimilation and removal. Section 9. Conclusion: An Unfinished Story. The story of Native Americans in the American Revolution is a complex and often overlooked chapter in our nation's history. Their alliances, motivations, and the consequences they faced reveal the multifaceted nature of the conflict and challenge us to confront the difficult truths of our past. Their story is a reminder that the fight for freedom and self-determination is an ongoing struggle, one that continues to this day for many Native American communities. As we strive to understand the complexities of our nation's history, it is essential to acknowledge the contributions, sacrifices, and ongoing resilience of Native Americans. By remembering their stories, we honor their legacy and ensure that their voices are heard in the telling of our shared history. The American Revolution, for all its triumphs and tragedies, serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring human spirit and the constant pursuit of justice and equality for all.